Oh, that's not the right one. Alright. Just a second. I'll give you guys some avatars to play with. Yo, welcome in team. Welcome in Blitz. Welcome in crew. Welcome in Boomy. How's it going, everybody? Yo, chaperone. Never played or heard of this game, so I had to. Yes, I have never heard of this game. I do have my headphones on if I need sound. Should I put no subtitles or just English? Is it scary? Oh. I do need to. Oh. Is it gonna yell at me? No, I've never heard of this. I turn it down. Just on your tablet right now? You're going to sleep and get my notification? Nice. Have a great sleep, Boomy. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. That'd be like... I can see it still. Try to do the whole thing. It's gonna be this bad. It's not a scary game, but you absolutely need to hear the guy that talks to you. Okay. Even Minecraft YouTubers played it. It was the top game. Or was it? Everyone searched back in the day. Oh, you're stuck on the subtitle screen. Oh my gosh, of course. Hold on. Let's see what's going on. Match. Why is it sticking on that screen? There we go. Now what time is it? 4. Nah. Is it really gonna make me go through all of this? Why did I just do that? Have a great one, Boomy. Get some good sleep. The old days. Oh. Oh. So this is like a test to see how dumb I am. Gotcha. I did.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Why does he talk like
something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ah, someone stole my poster. Oh. Oh, do I?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is that a meeting room? No, that's a copy room. Zombies? Yo, Pop. Welcome. Oh no, I'm gonna die.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think that's my left. Go right.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Good menu. Do the narrator tells you to do.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Those steps made me so tired.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, crud. I may have made it too dark. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. Oh, there's something up there. push buttons. Honestly, if I
Descending
was
deeper into the building,
at a job
Stanley
and
realized he
everyone
felt a bit
disappeared, I would
peculiar.
not stay
It was
there.
a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
That scared me. That scared me. You waited for it as soon as I got scared. That's funny. What snapped at me?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
What if there's an escape at?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
No. Okay, I'm gonna push. You see a Pokemon.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
What's in here, though?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
What's gonna kill me? Why would anyone jump in that? Oh, wait. Wait, I did not mean to push that. I did not mean to do that. Wait, am I still alive? Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Oh no.
Farewell, Stanley.
I don't accept. I don't accept.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley
one,
was
crew.
obliterated
Good
as
job.
the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
It's your destiny or something. Oh, wait. We didn't die. Wait a minute.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
That all along. Yes.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
That didn't look
Do
like
you see
I died.
now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? You guessed it. You would do the path first, would you? What's wrong with this path? Nature paintings. There was a sign that said to get out. Okay. Okay. He's not dead. He's a puppet. Consistent. The office layout? Okay, wait, is this my office? Yeah, that's my office. What does this say? Pacing in this opening section was important to get to the right corridor. Has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. Set of 2 doors is very concrete piece. A Stanley Parable design. Once in this room was created, the rest of the game was merged as extension and exploration of the. Did I win? You're smiling right now. Oh no. Wait. The credits. I'm done. I won. Just kidding. Office computers. Wait, can I play? No, I wanted to play the game. I didn't want to turn it off. Turn them all off. This is my office. The office. Well, if you're gonna give me spoilers. No spoilers. Okay. Button sounds. Selections. All the sounds used through the game. Buttons are pressed. Wow. Wait, that's... No, that's not what I went through. Oh, porn, so. Okay. In here. How do you type with boxing gloves on? How do you talk? Yeah, did I just speed run the game? Your room is more of behind the scenes. It has some stuff missing. Am I done? Did I read it? I'm done. $25. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, why is that? That just reset. Let's read. Cargo lift. Ooh, chair. Oh, I can't sit on it. Oh, wait. Oh. Vent. 2 options, 1 option. Yeah. Yes, Among Us. What's this button? Pull the lever! Oh, now I'm lost. I got lost. Hold on. Wait, where am I? Countdown room. Did I come up here? Or did I just... Yeah, I got lost. Lost his office. Oh, okay. This is where I was. Wait. Oh, the exit hall? the lawn.
Stanley came to the lift. He traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever. Stanley pushed the orange lever. And finally,
There's an exit. Alright, just a second.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oh, I'm muted. I was laughing at the sound. That's my bad. Fine. That's not even the time I put in the game. I have a message. Oh, what's this box? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh my god.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Really good
Perhaps he had
start.
simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? Oh my god, I need that cup. I need it. Did I just stand on that? How did I do? Oh. Get up there. Break the window! The number one dad. No. The who farted.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I'll do that. Yo, wow, how's it going? You know what that said? How come I can turn off the computers but not turn them back on? You can go through that window? We'll go look again. Wait, is this the right way?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now.
Yes,
what do you
true.
think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Never.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been
Lost too far
particularly
in one?
different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one.
No.
So,
What
what do you
other
think?
there was no
Which
other
choice
option.
was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue
I
on your
start
first
thinking.
playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
There's no way out of this room. You have to press start and start from the beginning. Oh. Don't be a test subject. Wow. Wow. Fine. Okay. Don't go through.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait. Oh, I thought that the office was the exact same with this one. You gonna grab some food? No. Yo, Carrot, welcome in. Thank you for dropping in. Wait, can I go this way? Oh, I hate Mondays. I love Mondays.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What about a one? I know where that goes.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yo, dude, thank you so much. How's it going, Benjamin? 2 months, let's go.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I want to drink, that's the point.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Just
A
hit
room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Mom, Dad, and something else.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
I
It's
don't know,
possible
this room,
that this is
I
why
could chill
everyone
here
left.
forever. It's a nice room.
Stanley
If
sat
I was
around
gonna
waiting
sit
for
and
more
lose my
dialogue.
mind.
But when a long time had passed, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Ooh.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I don't think so, buddy. My favorite evolution? Sylveon, you asked this
But
yesterday.
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Am I touching
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
That door's shut on me.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Oh no, am I trapped?
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Turn me to the left.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I may have made it too dark.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to...
Fired.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
He made me reset.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, I clicked all these doors.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm going this one. Oh. Did that just repeat? Right,
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. Have a great one. This guy's the worst. I know, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse.
Good.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
There was no other direction. I feel like something's in here. Just push it off. Ooh. It's a crime. Someone dropped their coffee.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
We didn't miss anything.
The story. Here it comes.
This was not here. This is very calming.
No,
this room.
wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
That's not funny, Chaperone. That's not funny. I hate clowns. Absolutely hate clowns. What in the simulation is this?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
No.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations!
I win!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
How long did it take me?
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair
Yo,
and square,
Captain, welcome
and
in.
this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Stop restarting! Wait.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
But the door's open. Yo, welcome in. Yo, Chef, welcome in. I've never heard of it before. Chaperone got it for me, and I already won. Just kidding. I'm gonna say that wasn't.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I think the narrator lost his mind. You thought you got an ad? Here we go. Rise to life, I think.
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I think he's just messing with me.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Did I memorize the first? No. Did I memorize my own name? No. I'm trying to remember it. Okay.
Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line?
Yes.
Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
I had to touch everything. Did that box just move or? Okay, I'm just tripping. Should I go back and take a picture? Oh.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No! I don't need to go that way.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why
The
can't we
narrator
make up our
controls the
own
game stuff?
story?
I have no
Something
clue.
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Are you gonna shut the door on me again?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Did you see that? This is a trick. What? It's not possible.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that
That'll
leads
just make me
here.
dizzy.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds
You love this
with
so
that
much.
counter-inverted reverse
Yeah, no,
door's
come on, this
origin.
game
So
now.
starting from
And
the
then
right,
enjoy the
let us
game.
ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Just a second, guys. I had to get some acid reflex pills. Oh my god. If I'm gonna go on the other one. Oh. After a long time,
Hold up, what's
Stanley
this?
dies.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all
I've never played
determined?
this before. I never heard of it before.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this?
Find a
Is it really?
bookstore?
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Loud noises.
Does that
ahead,
mean,
thank you.
did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it
did we
is
shut
that
down?
made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know,
Restart.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
You did. Welcome in, Dill. I'm gonna push a button every time I come in here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That input C that changed. There was one and now there's two. I just gotta keep doing that. Let's see what it does. Mr. Dill? Wait. Mr., right? Oh, that's fine. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh, I thought I hit reset.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Dude, this is an old game.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content
DLC.
that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing
for lurking.
adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The jump circle?
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Ooh. What if I just leave at a 1 and walk away? Aww. You can't jump. No, we seriously disabled it. It was an achievement. That's funny.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Is that my hand wash? Smells like I grabbed perfume or something. I don't remember doing that.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, just you and me having a great time together like always.
Oh, I went out.
What do you say, friend?
Open the door. Ah! Wait. It's different already. A picture of the old office. Oh, that's awesome. We got there?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
No, there's a wrench. Gonna get... Oh. Don't bet, it's the imposter. I am the imposter. It was so very, very sus.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
That's
Just
pretty.
our little secret. Take a look.
Oh, how pretty.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
What if I just want to stay here? Oh, that's pretty. Just gonna stay here. That's it. That's the end. Just kidding.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched?
No.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I like when I just hate my boss. Is that what it says? I'd get that one for chaperone. You to get to work. Be my laptop. Yeah, that's a pretty place. Ooh, money. Wait. Unachievable, it's impossible to get this achievement? Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Mr. Krabs' first time. It's so pretty. Who's the lady? And what did she do to that guy? Oh, it's a little hamster.
Je suis dans la mémorisation, seul sur la pluie de l'eau, et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour.
Why is there a piano out?
C'est là, dans la mémorisation.
Oh, I thought that
Je
was
me
like brains or
remémore les
something.
jours où je t'ai.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour? What's down there? Did I hear a puppy? This doesn't look like Skyrim. I don't know. Person of the year. Hey, there's those people again. I think he's the person of the year. Someone took a picture of me. Am I the person of the year?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
But I want to go out this way. I want to go back.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Third door's open. Okay. Y'all, thank you for lurking.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I should be able to drive that. Yo, Jake! How's it going, Jack? You did not have to do that. Thank you so much. Your first stupid shot. Let's go. Treat yourself to some Undertale. Ooh, Undertale.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
It's Undertale.
While the idea for the game is good,
Hold on, I have to see what Undertale is. Oh, it's on the Switch. On the Switch. PC, PS4, PC. Alright, I'm gonna look this up on the Switch.
For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always,
that's
well,
not
to be
very
honest,
nice.
I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Did I spell that right?
I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Oh.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Hold on, let me put it on my list. Yeah, the good reviews are blurred out. That's funny. I didn't notice that. This is too meta for you? What does meta mean? Thought I could get in there. Guess not.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Wait, how am I
Not
gonna
if it
get out?
means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't want to skip button. Is that the skip button?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have
What if
delivered.
I just sit here and
No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here,
No, I
we'll
won't wait
pretend
for
that
it.
I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000
How long
years,
do you think it
until
lasts
just
for?
yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices,
He just
or
repeats
what have
himself?
you,
Does he
and
really?
therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until
How long does it last?
245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime.
Forever?
It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more
I
than
wasn't
forever
listening to
ago?
him.
Which is why I say...
Okay.
the story.
Okay.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really true. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
I have someone to talk
Oh,
to
no, the
again.
plant died.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
I think we just died.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
That's messed up, right in the middle of his talk. Is he dead? How'd the clock fall off the wall? Why is that alarm going off? I don't think that alarm was there before.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
He just gave up.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
What if I just left it here?
Is never the end, 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 is never the...
I think the clock's dead. Oh. Wow. Why is there a room inside of a room? Years are going by? Oh. Oh, come on. This wall did not go down yet? Anything in here? Oh, even those plants died? Yo, 501, welcome in. My button's broken. Escápame. Letting us pass by with a race skip. Nice. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What's right here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for... This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
No, I'm sorry.
I can't believe I was
Definitely not
so
a real
mistaken.
person.
This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Where's my skip video?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Okay,
But
so
if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
You want me to unpack it again?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction
Just
gets
waking
any
up.
worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place
Exactly.
is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Back into my little box we go. This is averted.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, it's too late. What happens if I do it again?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
I love sleep.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Against the grain.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, that door's got different. There was a sign on it before.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
What was the code? 1115?
Stanley spoke the code.
115.
Night Shark 115.
Oh, Night Shark.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yes.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
Did I lose again? Or did I make it?
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Did I win again?
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there?
Yes.
You listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
You suddenly remember this game now? I've never played it, so no spoilers.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you. You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising
Who
potential.
took the red marker? Me.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow
That just makes me
yourself
wanna
to
push the
become
button.
Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? Jim. See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name, the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
Oh, my button.
Jim.
He stole my button.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Infinite hole. Where's the Jim button?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
What if we don't push?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer,
Yo, Lord,
but I do
welcome it.
recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why? Why sooner than later if we have infinite time?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite?
Is
Well,
it infinite,
that sort of
guys?
depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom
There's
of the
the bottom.
hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What
Ew.
normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that
No.
works for you,
Nope.
then go
Doesn't
ahead
work
and
for
press
me.
the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't
That's
help but
Nathan, the
feel like you spent a
narration.
little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button
What if I keep
and
doing
come
it?
join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow.
Wait, is it? It's getting
Okay.
shorter.
Yes.
The hole is
I'm
getting
starting to
shorter.
become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going
The hole
on
could
here?
become a well.
Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Well, now I
Oh,
don't
there
want
it
to do
is. The shame of my... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
No reset.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You
Bye.
couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now
Goodbye,
you'll get
Jim.
more time with it than you could
did
ever
great.
have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
You
Take
did
care,
work without
Stanley.
me.
I hope
Jim.
you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Bye, Jim. See you later. How long do you think it's going to take him to come back? What's this paper say? Every pause button is Roman numeral 2. Ooh, never thought of that. Can't see that one. It's going down. Dun dun dun. It's getting holier. The elevator? Could be. Now it's an infinite drop. Just gonna keep going. What's perception? Keep piercing the buttons. Looks like a horror movie. Reality. Oh, there we go. Darkness. Puppies! Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. There we go. That goes good with it. Oh, change my stuff.
You're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back.
Noodles. Ah.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Office decorations. Let's see the bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Wow.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on
Walk
Get
with
Well
your sister
Someday
mouse.
and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
This was up here. Yeah, well, someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
No.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
No.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
If I keep pushing it.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Find. No.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
What is that? It doesn't go anywhere now.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
A lemonade bucket. I could do with a lemonade bucket. Bucket of lemonade.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I like achievements.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Yeah, money you don't know what to do with.
Okay. Are you ready?
Save it.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Oh, my button.
Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go.
Save your money in my
Version
wallet. That
2.
sounds right.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Take a look. Can I save it? Or do I have to start over? It autosaves? Oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was...
Alright guys, that's it for today, but I'm gonna try to do an hour tomorrow. I'm not sure if I can because we're gonna go out of town during stream time. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream tomorrow, but if I can, we'll work on this again. And then, yeah, just this. That's all I could think of. It autosaves. Okay, go to the menu. I hope you all had fun. That was pretty good. I will definitely keep playing it until I finish it. I'm gonna try to do the achievements for it, I think. Yeah, that was very interesting. We'll try to do at least an hour tomorrow. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. If I can. If not, we'll see you on Saturday. I think that's... What is today? Thursday? Yeah, Saturday. I'll see you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in with us and chilling, checking out this new game. Thank you, Chaperone, for getting the game for us. It's very interesting, and I will definitely keep playing it. Bye, guys. Thank you guys for the donos as well.